walking through dystopia. That's part of the reason we're famous. So maybe we should thank the dystopia for being, you know. So that's it, man. Gonna wait for people to log on. Saw the endorsement, man. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys letting us see the endorsement, man, because those are important. So good endorsement. Thank you, Jet Neptune. We wrote him back, said thanks. He was saying that when people order things, that they get nothing off of our PayPal, Bash App, Venmo. Wonder what made him say that. Like, did he order something? What's his email? All right. But yeah, that's about it. So we're going viral, slowly but surely, getting tan, slowly but surely, trashed immediately. Just in the sunlight, man. Thinking about how to go viral. When 99% of it is, it's different getting put on. Like when it's 50-50, you and a third party. But like when it's 99% you, that's when it's like, whoa. So that's the tough part, but yeah, we had a good live a couple days ago. Seems like we learned something when we go live on YouTube, because there's people we haven't talked to in a while, usually months or years. So we're just getting trashed, getting tan. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. We're gonna get tan, get drunk, and try to go viral. Recruit more women, promote, market, and upsell harder. Non-stop, man. Non-stop in the midst of dystopia. So we got damn P noise. Thank you for the shout out again, you guys. People forget that famous people are people too, right? Appreciate the shout out, Dan P Noise. Appreciate that shout out, man. Thank you for being in the live. Thank you for the feedback. That's what makes the lives brack. And in reality, here we go now with Marshall, who says, thoughts on the. Okay. So, again, thank you for asking. So, you guys, the feedback makes the lives brack. Thank you for being here. And again, Marshall's from abroad. He's a British guy or a UK guy. You'd have to ask him what to call him, but he's a UK guy that spends time in the United States. We've known him for years by name. By name, we know him. And he says, "What's your thought on the Jet Neptune endorsement?" And bro, that was a top 10 endorsement in our 12 years of fame. We've been at it for 12 years. G John Stop Bomb. Okay, 12 years. That was a top 10 endorsement that we have ever received. And that includes the Instagram models that have shot us out. That includes Jack Wagner, Channel 5, uh, B. Swardell, Rip City Heroes, which is local, but still, that's still heck of a shout out, WTF Portland, all these endorsements that we've had, or even little endorsements from like, just regular fine girls that are around the internet, just being fine. Bro, Jet Neptune spent legit, that was like 30 minutes. He spent 30 minutes endorsing us, right? And the only negative thing he said was that we failed to send the product that we advertise. And then we got on Twitter and we asked him, "Hey, bro, what's your email? We'll look it up. If we missed something, we'll make up for it, right?" So we wrote him. And so, first of all, thanks for the shout out. Appreciate you, but let me look at your email. Let's pull up your email and find what you ordered. And then if you did in fact, order it and we failed, then we'll make up for it, because yeah, we definitely send the products out, man. Manually. We send them out it's manual, we send it out manually. And so uh yeah, hopefully he responds with his email so we can search it and see what he ordered, because he says, yeah, when you order, now keep in mind, we appreciate the shout out, but he was like, yeah, when you order something, you get nothing back. It's like, what, bro? We send the product that we advertise, man. And so, again, thank you for asking, Marshall. Again, that Neptune endorsement, again, top 10. We've been around for 12 years. From a G John Stop Bomb standpoint, like we've been around 12 years. That was a top 10 endorsement. And here's what's wild. He was the footage he was pulling up was from like 2019 and 20 like 17. It was like from really far ago, which means he's been watching for a while and just now decided to speak up uh this year, or maybe he did something last. I think he did do something. Yeah, he did something this time last year. Uh he endorsed. Um Wish he had Instagram, man, because that's where we spend our time at, but right now, getting tan, getting drunk, 4 o'clock, West Coast, American Standard Time. We got to build our acuity. We're out here getting tan and getting drunk. We got to build our acuity, man, because we got to go viral, and it's got to be now. And so, all right, Dan P. Noise, Francis Garrett Johnson, and you can too. Okay, hey, yeah, and you can too. So that's about it. Selves, acuity, endorsement, yeah. Francis Garrett Johnson, and you can too. Okay, hey, yeah, and you can too. Dampy Noise, thank you for the shout out. Now let's get it going into Nathaniel Bergstein or Stein. Well, okay, so that's actually hard to read. Nathaniel Bergstein. Okay, so here's the thing. When we see feedback like this, we have to say, was that your first time watching our footage? Because in reality, it's like, where you been? Now again, appreciate you here, appreciate the feedback, but like, was that really your first time seeing our stuff? Like, we've been posting footage forever, you know. So yeah, but And then are you American, right? Because that's going to lead into our next. If you're American, that's going to lead into our next response. But yeah, we get all these Q&A prompts, you guys. If you see us like pausing or something to like look at something random, then that's what it is. We're getting Q&A prompts, which are like they're like suggesting like squirrely little anecdotes, and it's like, well, just let me go live and read the comments, you know. So, gosh, thank you, YouTube, though. Appreciate you for existing and helping us promote and market. And so, again, Nathaniel Bergstrom, appreciate the feedback. Appreciate you here. Are you American? And was that really your first time looking at our footage online? Thank you for that. Now, JetLife 41. Oh, here's a see, bro. This is why we appreciate going live on YouTube because we get questions like these, and these are so fun to answer because otherwise we would have to just address it on our own. If we think about it like when we're like uh laying in bed or something, then we'll address it, you know. But otherwise, we when we get prompts, that's way better because it's prompted and then we can answer it. So we just finished with Nathaniel Bursting. Yeah, we need to know if you're American, but appreciate you giving feedback. And it led into a really good one, guys. JetLife 41, who we know by name, says, "Is anyone from the No Jumper world ever engaged?" Now, when Jack Wagner's from the No Jumper world, you guys, that is a little known fact. Okay, before Adam 22 really got going, you know, interviewing porn stars and gangsters and drug dealers and rappers. Um, Before he really got going, back in the 2010s, him and Jack Wagner, right? So Jack Wagner is underneath the umbrella of No Jumper, and his buddy Robesman. Okay, all those guys are like partners down there in Southern Cal, right? They're all acquaintances. Um, they're all under the same umbrella. They're all in the same region of the United States. And again, now Jack Wagner has built his own fame, but it's with the help of a pretty strong constituency. And so again, this is a very important question in G John's folklore because No Jumper is obviously an icon. Okay. And to get it started, yeah, Jack Wagner, who again, he's famous, or at least his meme page is. And then Robesman. Robesman is in the No Jumper umbrella underneath it. Okay. Now, Jet Life. And this is why we always wish people were on Instagram. Because you know, that's where we're most active at. But the girl, Maya is her name. She promotes herself as Damn Homie. That's her name on Instagram. Her name is Damn Homie. She was probably a stripper back in her heyday. She's pretty, you know, and she promotes herself as a Russian Jew from New York, and she does little funny videos. You know, you know, she's a you can tell she's smart, and so she just uses you know, kind of excuses to show her ass and breast, which is fine with us, right? We all appreciate that. Um, so yeah, she's famous for her ass and breasts, right? And then it's under the guise of being funny on videos, which maybe she's a little bit funny, but it's hard for girls to be sincerely funny. Just from evolution, they, you know, they might get dealt with, which is sad. That's one of the bad parts about men. But because if a girl laughs, a man might go do something. So which is that's what sucks about men is they're weak like that. But uh, long story short, okay, we're just going up the No Jumper hierarchy because Maya, aka Damn Homie, yeah, we went live with her and then she blocked us on Instagram, bro. She talked her a little trash, like, "What are you? Ooh, your hair? Oh, your hair is nappy." Ah. You know, she's, you know, trying to be funny for the live, and it's like, well, oh, Okay, yep. Our hair is like that. That's our hair, and it's like, and then all her, she's just taking shots, right? Obviously, she knew who she was talking to. And again, for those of you who just logged in, her name is Maya, aka Damn Homie. She promotes herself as the Russian Jew, kind of like a funny slash kind of pretty. Yeah, she's pretty, everything's relative, but New York girl. And yeah, yeah, we went live with her. Then she blocked us, and it's like, damn, did we hurt your feelings while you were taking shots at us? Like you took shots at us. Why did your feelings get hurt? But she blocked us. And we're like, okay, well shit. I mean, at least it was funny to go live with a girl that thinks she's maybe people pass her off as funny, but really she's just showing her ass and breasts. And yeah, but she makes good little memes. It's like, you watch they're watchable, so she's got her little million followers or whatever she has. Actually, that was just a guess. Who knows how many followers she has? But she has a lot of followers. And she is in the no jumper umbrella. Okay. Underneath in that inside of that hierarchy. Okay. Now, you guys, the plot thickens because Sharp. You guys know Sharp? He's the San Diego pimp. Uh and again, all this stuff is on Instagram. We post this on the Instagram over the past few years. And Sharp, in fact, we've probably posted it here on YouTube too. So Sharp is a San Diego pimp slash probably drug dealer, and he runs interviews at No Jumper. And millennial guy, he gets on the live, talks his trash, and he calls us Beaverton. He's like, "Hey, Beaverton," however he talks. He's like, "Yeah, Beaverton, we're gonna come to Beaverton, right?" And we're like, "All right, bro, let's go viral," you know. And so, but yeah, yeah, because like he uh he knows the kind of the girls up here, the strippers and stuff, and obviously we do too. And so that it's kind of the world is big, but it's also small, right? That network, that West Coast network, right? Um, so yeah, yeah. So that was Sharp, and again, this is all we post the footage after the lives. We post it. We'll just post it and we'll just get more views, after. And so we posted that, and again, he is a part of the no jumper hierarchy. Okay, and Adam 22 is the only guy that has yet to reach out, right? Which is funny because as big as Adam 22 is, who's bigger is World Star. And so it's funny that like that means Adam 22, obviously he's watching our stuff just from the shadows. He's, lurking in the shadows like most Americans do. But so is World Star. And right, that's why it's just so people are watching, bro. And so if World Star is writing us in the DMs and following, our secondary account, they're following our secondary account on Instagram, you know. It's like World Star, that's bigger than Adam 22, right? That's bigger than No Jumper. So, but yeah, again, thank you for asking. Otherwise, we'd have to address that just when we thought about it. So it's a long answer to your question. Again, the original question was, has anyone from the No Jumper world ever engaged? And to circle the wagon, yeah, Maya, aka Damn Homie, the Russian Jew, Jack Wagner in the 2010s. That's a long ass time ago. The 2010s with Robesman, and then Sharp, and all those guys are pretty major players, right? It's just a matter of does Adam 22 want to branch into Oregon? And that's what it is. Does he want to branch into Oregon, which is obviously up to him because he's got his monopoly going down there in about 15 hours south of us right now. And so great question. Appreciate you asking that, Jet Life 41. The feedback definitely makes the lives brack. And so, Dan P. Noise says, when will Channel 5 post the interview on their own shit, though? You think it will drop since Andrew? All right. Have also wondered that. Okay. It's funny because all these little platforms, all these little American guys that are trying to stand on the Phoenix's shoulders for their own promotion. Yeah. Do you and I have wondered that. Have wondered, do you think Channel 5 will post the interview from their own device, right? We posted it on ours because we went live as it was happening. So that's posted here too on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's posted. And so uh yeah. So but in reality, they blocked us. That's what people do. They block you after they try to get over on you. They try to gentrify you, stand on your shoulders, use you for your fame, and then they block you. It's like, bro, what are you blocking for? You were the aggressor, right? Why are you blocking? But it's fine. We'll, take the good with the bad because the promo is the most important part. The promo and marketing is the most important part. So, but yeah, yeah, that's another one. Channel 5. It's like they could post their damn shit, but bro, Andrew even said, he says, yeah, I don't want to use my profile to boost his brand. Like that's what he said. He said that to Jack Wagner on their little smear campaign that they ran on us back in like 2021. But yeah, Dan P Noise, great question. Thank you for that. Thank you for that one. And so Dan P Noise, that's a good one. So he might be all gas and some brakes, right? Because he was pumping his brakes hard. He was like, "Give me a signature, Garrett. We need a signature." Right? Thought you were all gas, whatever, I thought you were all gas, bruh. He's all gas, some brakes, right? And again, we posted those interactions again, mostly on Instagram. But Dan P Noise, thank you for that. And Marshall says he was watching the OG. Yeah. Hold on. A bee just flew on us, guys. Hold on. Okay. Scared the bejesus out of me. All right. Yeah, he was watching the Blasics, bro. So some of your best was from that time. Um, the Blasics, see, that's up for debate. Like, obviously that was fire too, but we post the same ass stuff. It's like we post the same stuff now. It's just like, you know, so but yeah. And again, that's from Abo. That name's hard to pronounce. Abo. Abo room. Okay. So again, getting tan, guys, getting drunk. Thank you for that, Abo. Like we post similar stuff now, you guys. It's all raw footage. It's all raw. So it's all gonna be pretty similar stuff. It's because it's just raw organ footage. 99% of it is. And so Jet Life says 41, Jet Life 41. What if Jet Life 41 was Jet Neptune? But said one his most popular videos was a full reference of your old style. Okay. See, bro, wow, you guys are on fire today in the feedback section. Now, what that was him and Sam Hyde. They were rapping, right? So there's a video of Sam Hyde rapping, with his passive aggressive. Honestly, you guys know what it is. Yeah, obviously, especially if you're American, you know what it is. But he was doing his little passive aggressive mocky rap, and I think the other guy was Jet Neptune. In hindsight, that other guy was Jet Neptune, unless it was someone else that looked like him. But in hindsight, yeah, that was him. And he said he ripped our style, you know, maybe, who knows? They were rapping, right? So, but that's the video he was referencing. It was him and Sam Hyde doing a kind of passive aggressive rap, like, which, it was some other things too, but yeah, yeah, that was it. And so he said he ripped it from us, but they were just rapping, right? You know, in a passive aggressive manner. But yeah, yeah. So that was it. He could have shot. And here's the thing: not mad at anybody, but like that video was years ago, so he could have shot us out then. Like it makes me wonder. Like American guys watch us for so long from the shadows. They could easily just acknowledge it as it's happening. What are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? And someone said in the live, "Well, why isn't this guy more famous?" Well, that's the reason. People are afraid of acknowledgement, and all it does is make the phoenix burn stronger and the Messiah more God, right? But that's the reason. And so, yeah, Jet Life 41. Thank you for that one. And bless you, says A Bo. Thank you. Bless you too. And to Dan P. Noise, who says, love that he's picking apart every single. Well, yeah. Yeah, bro. Now here's the thing. A lot of these names are hard to say. So Abo says, bless you, thank you. And then Dan P. Noise says, bro, here's the thing. And this is why we're so ready to uh, respond to these, because most people just lurk. They're afraid to interact with the Messiah, right? They're afraid of interaction, right? And so very rarely do we get the chance to even have humane discourse with like Americans or even English speakers in general, because people are just sitting back watching from the shadows on some pervert type, right? And so, we look forward to feedback, right? Even if it's negative. And so, um, yeah, yeah, we'll respond, bro. We're gonna answer as thoroughly as possible. So, stuff. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Okay, now visceral. Okay, how long have you been following? Because there's zero people sleeping on Johns. They're watching. Okay, so visceral. Appreciate the feedback, but man, these guys are watching. Everyone from Jet Neptune to the American millennials walking around on the street, following, pimping around in public, bruh. They're not sleeping. They're very much woke, right? So it's the opposite of slept on Johns. It would be prayed to slash worshipped Johns. So that's what that is. Getting tan right now, getting drunk. Thank you for that feedback. Into slept on Johns, man. That's the opposite, bro. So slept on Johns. Boy, the 100% opposite. So Nathan says, really? Nathan, okay, you must be new to the internet or something, bro. Because, man, damn, how is that even possible, bro? So, appreciate the feedback. Nathan, into anyone else? Anyone else? 503 cracking and no. Oh, man. Oh, see what you're saying. Okay, okay. So from Oregon, there's one guy, one of our, he's like a hater fan. He's like a half hater, half fan. One sec. Okay, guys, we're trying to get trashed and tan at the same time. So, he's like half hater and half of a fan. He's like both, and He turned into an acquaintance, with the help of Instagram and Facebook. Now he's kind of our acquaintance, and he's a hater, but he's also a fan, and he's just a funny guy, a local funny guy. His name's Timmy, Little Timmy, and he got featured. He got featured on No Jumper. Adam 22 featured him on a quick breakdown. Got him 200,000 views just by featuring him. Got his ass 200,000 views on his rap video. So yeah. So, and maybe there's other people, but pretty sure just him. So, and again, if you're talking 503 like Oregon, then that would be it. It'd be Little Timmy, and then obviously the American. Trying to get tan. Hold on. There we go. Make sure the sun's hitting our face. Okay. So then it would be Little Timmy and then the American Messiah, which you're talking to right now. Thank you for asking, Jet Life. Into Dampoy says, yeah, yeah, they're sitting on it, right? And what's funny, here's the thing, Dan P Noise, he would get so many views. He would get so many views if he posted our damn interview, right? But in order to stick it to Johns, right, he's gonna try to just sit on the raw footage, right? Now we posted it, it got us a little 20,000 views, but 20,000 views is nothing. He's got third parties pushing him. He could get 20 million views because he's got multiple third parties operating in concert. So he could do that. But again, the hate is so real that he would rather sit on that. Sit and let it sit on his fucking hard drive than post it onto the internet because he knows it would promote pimping. Again, appreciate you asking because damn, this shit is real. But all this does, you guys, there's only 6 people here, but this adds to all these little anecdotes, man. They add up over 12 years, and then you got John's folklore, which maybe we should be happy about it because who else has folklore, right? Very few people have folklore, but obviously we do, and the hate is what propels that, right? The American hate, the third party hate. So we're just out here trying to function, bro. We're just out here kicking ass. But yeah, Dan P Noise, thank you for that comment. Exclamation point is right. Bergstein or Stein says, okay, now here's the thing, Nathan. What have we ever. All right, man. See, bro, again, we do appreciate the feedback, but what what style? Bro, our stuff is raw. All the footage we post is raw. It goes from the laptop or the phone or the drone onto the internet raw. Okay. They are processing their videos and then acting like we process ours. But anyway, huh? Hold on, there's bugs. A couple bugs around me, guys. Hold on. Okay. So, okay, he used to be Sam Hyde's guy. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Tito is here. All right, we've reached feedback. 34 minutes. Appreciate everyone being here. Man, we've had some valuable YouTube lives. These past 3 YouTube lives are we're going to save this one. You guys, we're going to save this live. Normally we kind of delete them, but we're going to save this one. There were too many good questions that we needed to address. So we're gonna save it. We're gonna wait a little bit just in case any more good feedback comes through, and then we're gonna probably bounce, get more drunk and more tan. So thank you for being here. Into Tito, getting drunk off light beers. We're gonna drink a Four Loco in a second and get trashed, get tan. Hopefully the sun is hitting our. Is the sun hitting us? Yeah. Okay. So drank it. JSB 938. He said, wait, drinking. Tito, JSB 938 says, all right, JSB. Man, how do we even do that? All right, I guess we'll think about that, but like how do we have to download Kick? How do we do that? Okay. Is that I wonder if our phone even has enough memory to facilitate a live stream like that. But JSB, thank you for that recommendation because we need to go viral. So maybe Kick is the way to do it. Ooh, well, maybe we need to talk to some locals about that because damn. All right, picking up over there. Value says Tito. Wait, why would you hate Jet? What's his LSO? Why would you hate Jet? He endorsed us, bro. What is hate worthy? Uh, oh, they get paid. Yeah. See, and that's all right. Nathan so Nathan and JSB were addressing you guys because with Kick, it seems like kind of like you just said, like they're getting paid, they have a third party, right? It's those guys got third parties, right? We are a single entity. Now, obviously, people have helped, people have performed very well around us and with us. People have promoted and marketed us. People have endorsed, obviously. But that's different than having a third party engine running a full on transmission of your footage, right? We are our own engine and our own transmission, right? As opposed to a third party. So with Kick, it feels like maybe this is me speculating. It feels like people are sending them traffic, right? Now, could be wrong on that, but that's what it feels like. People are sending them a built-in audience, right? The same way Channel 5 promotes Andrew, um, the same way Nike promotes Michael Jordan. It's a third party, right? It's different than a just a guy, Brother Man 1000, hopping onto YouTube and talking trash, right? Or Instagram and garnering his own traffic, 99%, right? So that's why, yeah, we could get on Kick, but man, we'd be the same here. We're streaming now, right? And so, you know, we- we're more about the basics. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter's trash. Uh, Bigo's trash. TikTok's trash. We just stay with the mains, right? Because everyone has to return here anyway. Let's say you get famous on Kick. You got to come back to YouTube and validate your fame. Okay. You have to come validate it here. Okay. So let's say you get famous on TikTok. Where do you got to go? You got to go validate it on Instagram. You can only really be famous in the Western world, true valid fame on Instagram and YouTube as it stands now in modern day American internet, right? Otherwise, the other stuff is peripheral. Now, if a third party said, hey, Johns, get on Kick, we'd be like, all right, what are we doing? Right? We would mess with it, right? If a third party wanted to propel the operation. But yeah, so oh, botted viewers. That's so funny. That's so funny. Nathan Bergstein, DF D Flanagan. Okay, thank you for the shout out. All right. So LSO, why did what's your issue with Jet? What did he ever do to you? See, we only know Jet from the two endorsements, right? We just now know what he looks like because he went live with his face on the kick stream, right? So now we know who he looks like. At first, we only knew him by name because he endorsed us on either Reddit or Twitter. Was surprised at how young he was. He looked like he was about 28. You guys, like, how old is Jet? He looked like a kid. But yeah, so that's all it is, man. Just kicking ass, bro. So difficult as hell. See, and here's the other thing, Bergstein. That's the other thing that we're a little weary of because um if they bot their viewers, they might be have mid traffic, just mid. They might be mid on the traffic, right? They might be punching above their weight. And so yeah, so we're aware of that aspect too. And we're going to just grind it out here on YouTube and Instagram. Obviously, we'll deal with TikTok as a peripheral, Twitter as a peripheral, Facebook is kind of a local. Facebook is just some local BS, right? It's kind of the local haters, and then yeah, I for the most part it's local, so we have to have some sort of local identity, right? Even though we're international, you still need that kind of local, you know, that local notoriety. It because you're human first. Before you're famous, you're human. And so yeah, Facebook, long story short, yeah, Facebook will deal with it. It's a bunch of haters, but we'll still deal with it. And so Nathan Burstein, late 20, yeah, yeah, he's a young looking guy. And so maybe because he is young in his late 20s. So thank you for that, Nathan Burstein. People always find a reason. That's so funny. Yeah. His fans. Yeah. Yeah. LSO. Yeah. Yeah. So for the most part, YouTube is it's doing its due diligence, right? We wish it kind of performed better, right? Like, out of 5,000 subscribers, we should be able to get 500 of them in a live, right? You would think in a perfect world, but you know, we'll deal with it. So again, appreciate the feedback. We're gonna save this live. See, these are actually important uh topics, man, because this is the type of stuff that, we talk about it on Instagram. Uh and this is the type of stuff locals would never ask because they're haters, right? If locals ask these type of questions, it would promote what we're already doing, right? And they're trying to avoid the guy that's already superior becoming more superior, right? They're trying to avoid that even notion, right? So they just leave it alone. The hate is insane locally, bro. It's something else. But yeah, Dampy Noise. So, all right, if that's feedback, we might get going. We'll leave it going for a little bit longer, but we will save the live. Appreciate all the feedback, man, because otherwise we would have just went live, complained about the United States and Oregon, you know, and then we would have shut the live off, right? But obviously the traffic makes things a little more active. So when these floodgates break, you guys, when these floodgates break, it's fucking, it's gonna be a wrap, bro. So yeah, we'll let it go for a little longer. 5 o'clock, West Coast, American Standard Time. Getting tan, getting drunk. So yeah, man. Well, okay, now that's another good topic. So, Dampy Noise, we went out last night, man, trying to talk to some hoes, bro. It was difficult. It's you think we just posted a video about probably about 2 months ago about how sincerely difficult it is to get laid outside of providing girls with smoking or pills or whatever they do, or housing, or even just outright money and shopping and gifts, right? Without providing those things, it's actually very difficult to get, sincere work. Like, because how many women actually like men, right? They like their function, right? Yeah, they're more attracted to the guy's function, how he places himself inside of a hierarchy. And so, but as far as just girls liking guys, that's like something from a fairy tale, right? Or maybe teenagers. Maybe when you're a teenager, maybe. And even then it's a maybe, right? But you know, man, it's fucking hard, bro. You gotta getting laid in this modern day, outside of, some guys just pay, right? They'll just pay the girl, right? Or let them smoke for free, or um, shit, give them a room in their fucking house for free, just so they can cut. Like, yeah. So, but yeah, get work off that. That's what the overall objective is, right? People say, "Why do you do that? Oh, why do you?" Oh, bro, we're like every other guy. Every guy's trying to get laid, man. So, it's just how sincere are you able to be while doing it? And most guys are not able to do it sincerely, or 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 forthrightly, you know. So hey, that's what it is. Get work off that is right. LSO, Google Translate. That's the Google Translate icon, right? Isn't that the Google Translate icon? What's that? LSO. LSO. Did our phone get hot? We might have to get going pretty soon, guys, if the phone is in the sun. But right, and that's the thing. So LSO question mark. Thank you, LSO. And LSO. Hmm. Google Translate into, most people are self-isolating more. Yeah. So Nathan, Americans, probably people in the whole Western world, everything is, again, like kind of like you just said. It's like Tinder, online dating, it's online food, online shopping, online work. Everything is, yeah. And when you do go out in the public, a lot of times the interactions are piss poor. So it's like, why even go in public? Like, went to the mall today. It's like you're surrounded by vermin, right? You're surrounded by vermin, bro. Like, it's really something. But so it's like you try to go out and you're like, damn, this is, rarely is it even fun. You're out trying to have fun, and it's like you are in some insidious environments just going out in the United States into places that are just basic public spaces. But That's what it is, man. And so you're right. Self-isolating. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So being a normal human, those days might be gone, right? Just like you just said, right? Those days might be gone because the easier that life becomes from a survival standpoint, whether it's food or shelter or uh, anything survival wise, it's like it makes the everything else takes a hit almost like it's a sacrifice for other things like human interaction. Um, yeah. So yeah, yeah, being a normal human, that I mean, the good part is we have the internet, right? That's the good part. So we do have the internet. That's obviously the internet's really fun, really useful. People get laid and paid off the internet. So that's the good part. But damn, just normal stuff like going to the mall is insane. It's like, why even go out? Like, so people, there we go. Okay, so that's the best way to put it. And that's who is that? Nathan Bergstein. Yeah. He said so the less you struggle, the less you develop, right? And so um golly, and it's evident. So which region are you from or in, Nathan? We're in Oregon. And yeah, you hit the nail on the head. And that's the most concise way to put it. Um since people struggle less, they also develop less, right? They go hand in hand. It's like a byproduct. And that's just what it is. And it's evident, bro. You go out, is there are just some hideous humans walking around. Like just NPCs like that are just rabid NPCs. Giant rodent of humans. Rodent versions of humans. And so Southeast, okay. Yeah. Yeah, the pandemic did it. LSO, the pandemic did it, man. So the Southeast. Yeah, that's for sure, man. Was in Miami. Miami was okay, but went back here, so yeah, it's really something, man. So we have to substitute fame. We got to substitute fame for humanity. That's which is okay. There's way worse things than that. That's fine, but like humanity is almost gone. Almost gone. There's still some semblance, but like, yeah, we'll take the fame though, right? We'll take the fame. That's a that's a pretty good trade. So getting tan, getting drunk, guys. So LSO says, yeah, pretty soon humanity will be gone, right? By 2029, when they put the once they put the iCloud in our head, right? So by 2029, once we have everything inside of our head, once all the phone info and ability is just plugged into our like a microchip in the brain, then yeah, humanity will be gone by that point. And so that's what it is. 2029. That's 30 months away. So, but that's when they say it's going to happen. Yeah. Already in our head, right? Right? So, yeah, that's what it is, bro. So, yeah, bro, 5 o'clock, getting tan, getting drunk. getting tan and getting drunk, man. So, all right, guys, we'll probably get going. We will save the live. Appreciate the feedback, guys. Talk to everyone later.